Anyways, let's get our stream going. Put this in performance mode. Usually I try and have the game launched before I like do all the intro stuff. But the problem is I like to also end the intro, like, because there's the little bit with the music in the opening screen, and I like to make sure that I can actually, like, that I end that when the music ends, you know? Like, don't cut the song in half. The problem with that is that the Ace Attorney menu music is very loud, so I can't hear it if it's open. Anyways, let's get to the moida. I believe we're almost done with this donathon. It's been so long. It's been all month. I did not think it was going to last this long, but we are almost over. Oh god. Wow, I love this animation. There's two. There's a lot more involved than the other animations have been so far. What in the fuck's going on? Yes, hello everybody. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. Yeah, that was a lot going on there. Usually the animations have been like, uh-oh, someone's standing with someone else, and then there's a small visual effect that plays, and then one of them falls over, and then it cuts up close to one of the people being like, haha, now you're dead. There's a lot more going on. It's been 2 months since I left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. That girl. February 22nd, 10:02 a.m. Wright and Company Law Offices. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work, just like me. There you are, finally! Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? I mean, Slay, love those sunglasses. Me, I'm ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. Doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are. Famous defense attorney Mia Fey. Girly pop, maybe those glasses need to be prescription, because what the fuck? That song has been stuck in my head, I love it. I know people are trashing it on Twitter, but like, I don't even know much of the song. I can't get that, like... It's so good. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey is no longer... She no longer works here. Yeah, So you are the coffee boy? I also love this bow. This should be more of a fashion thing in general, I feel like. I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait! You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case. Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, or the murderer, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody! I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. Yeah, exactly. They're not just paying rent or she's not living there rent-free, they're paying the property taxes on wherever she's living there. You are Phoenix Wright, right? Wrong. The undefeated defense attorney? We've done 3 trials. Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. What's she got in her... What are these bottles down here? Is she like a scientist? Is this like a Slay lab coat? Because I'd love that for her. Sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. What? Maya, could it be? Honestly, I kind of thought that this was going to be... when she first popped up, I thought this was like... Maya's done a whole makeover for herself. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. Emma? Emma Sky? Emma Sky? I don't know. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Oh hey, I was right. It is a Slay lab coat. Buttons. Alright, let's talk. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? Emma Stone. No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? Oh my god, she's a girl boss. I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age, no less. So, what exactly is your current position, then? Legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age, no less. Aw. Great, another future professional in training. The case. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't! So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. Okay, you're lucky that we're in the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney universe where everyone who is accused of a crime did not commit that crime, but like... I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but... That's interesting. How would she know Mia? Scientific investigator. So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. I mean, depends how well they pay. Even the guilty deserve a good lawyer, if they can afford one. Or else they can get a public defender who is also usually a good lawyer but has 8 trillion cases to take. If this case is handled scientifically, I am sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. I guess I should go down to the detention center and talk to her sister. Relation to Mia. Yay, capitalism. Yeah. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. No, it's the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kinda hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. God, the number of, like... You know what, I get why writers don't like to include... Like, don't like to have to worry about dealing with characters who have, like, 8 million family members. But also, like, sometimes it's just something a little bit maybe too over-relied upon, where it's like, oh, all of our parents are... Everyone's parents are dead. No one has parents anymore. They're all gone. Like... You could just not acknowledge them. Oh, I'm sorry. Just be like, they just don't live here. Like, she's my only family in town. She's the only family in the country. My parents moved to Europe. Alright. Let's go to the detention center. I don't know. I find it weird when writers do that. The visitor's room. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She's not quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Yeah, okay, it's, okay, when I worked in, I've talked about this before, I worked in elementary schools as an educational assistant, and whenever you have any sort of a holiday, even, like, any sort of event, any sort of, like, a project remotely related to family, you always leave it, like, super vague, because you're like, I don't want to do anything. You never ask a kid, like, oh, like, or you can ask a kid, like, oh, who is this picture going to be drawn for? Like, who are you going to get this for? Who are you making this for? Which, like, side note, when I worked in a kindergarten, my favorite thing in the world was that there were a lot of educational assistants in the class I worked in, because there were a lot of kids with special needs, and I was one of them, plus there was the teacher, so there was like 5 adults there or whatever. And every time they had free time, some of the kids would draw pictures for us, or like would color in pictures for us. And sometimes they would start drawing, or they'd like color in one for one of the EAs and work like really, really hard for like the whole half hour or whatever it was for it. And then realized they hadn't done one for the rest of us when it was time for cleanup. So they would like run and grab extra sheets of paper, bring them all over, and like do a little impressionist artwork over them. Like, you know, grab one color, few streaks of that on the one. That's the one for Mr. So-and-so. This is the one for Mrs. So-and-so. And it was the cutest thing. But yeah, whenever we had any sort of a holiday that was like, you know, oh, are you going to be spending Christmas with your family? It'd be like, no. Oh, what are you doing for Christmas this year? Like, let the kids direct it. Don't be like, oh, you're spending Christmas with your parents? And they'd be like, well, my parents are dead. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the one who traumatizes the 5-year-old over their dead parents. but there would always be kids who would catch you off guard because they're kindergartners. They have negative filter. They will tell you things they don't want to tell you because they just feel the need to talk. And I remember so clearly there, like pretty early on when I started working there, there's this one kid, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Forgive me, my mental health has fallen through the floor over the course of this. This kid, I was like, who are you making this for? I think we were doing like, I think it was actually a Mother's Day thing, which is why I was being like especially careful about it. So I was like, oh, that looks really, really nice. I didn't even ask her who she was making for. I asked her, or I said, that just looks really nice. And she said, thanks, it's for my grandma because my mom is dead. I was like, holy shit, okay. I was like, oh, I'm sure your grandmother's gonna like it a lot. And she was like, yeah, we don't really, or I mean, I think she said, no, I know she said, my dad said my mom went to heaven, but I don't know if I believe in that. And then just went back to coloring, and I was like, holy shit, kid, like I mean, I'm glad you're not crying and upset. You seem like you're handling it okay, but also like, Jesus, I was just like, and I kind of just walked away and helped another kid. That kid was lovely. She was great. I loved all the kids that I worked with. They were so good. I miss them a lot. I hope they're doing well. But like, I just think of that one interaction and it cracks me up every time because she was just like, "Yep, mom died. I don't think heaven's real. I don't think she went there." I'm like, oh. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this year? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Oh, damn. Hi, Lana. Funny, I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Did she, like, walk into the room backwards or something? Like, what the fuck? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I am chief prosecutor for this district. Why do we keep representing prosecutors? Fuck them. You're a prosecutor? What's up with the badges? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Lana. I mean, they're just like Mia and Maya. Except she's a scientist. And Maya is a spirit guardian, but sure. Or a spirit medium. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? The case. There's something you should know from the start. Which is... the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. Quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. Desposito. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. My, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. Who's the victim? An investigator with the police department. Oh my god, it better not be... If this is Gumshoe, I am throwing you behind bars myself. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have found, or to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This gets worse and worse with everything I learn. Why are we not confirming that it's not Gumshoe? You're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. Yeah, so can we ask some questions, like, unrelated to your case? The fuck is up with the prosecutors you have hired? You've got Von Karma, who is out there manufacturing evidence. You got Edgeworth, who is doing the same thing. Like, girl, maybe you deserve to go to jail. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job, and I manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. It's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor. Also, okay, good. Audio isn't fucked. Or if it is fucked, at least I can't see it. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Kind of change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She wasn't like other girls. She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. Sure. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say, there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana! Why? Yeah, they fool no- oh yeah. Intellectually attracted. Sure. Yeah, I've had a guy tell me that they are really attracted to my intellect too. Yeah. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Yeah. Gal pals. You never think of anyone but yourself. Well, I said thank you for the raid trick. Also, I need to figure out why the raid alerts aren't working anymore. None of my alerts are working. But thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. How are you doing? Hold on, let me do this shout out. Welcome in. What we playing? We're Mega Man Battle. Oh. Wait, no, you were playing Mega Man Battle Network last time, right? You were playing. Or was it? My brain is melting. Either way, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. You were? Okay, cool. I thought you. I was like, wait, that sounds too familiar for me not to recognize it because it's too specific of a name, but I was also like, wait, no. What if I'm blurring the days together and blurring everything together. Anyways, yes, welcome in. My name is, for those who are unaware from the raid, my name is Vivraz. I am a variety streamer, a VTuber, mentally ill homosexual, and a video essayist. If you like long, rambling video essays about all kinds of stuff, generally Overwatch but not exclusively, you can find them all there. I'm going to see if I can figure out why this isn't working really quickly, because does it work if I test it? No. That's actually really weird. Huh. I don't know why that isn't working anymore. Like, the alert, like, it's not even allowing me to test it. Let me see if a different alert box would work, like a static one. No. Oh, that's so weird. Huh. Let me just see if there's a reason why this isn't. All Might looking ass outfit. Wait, who has the All Might looking ass outfit? Also, okay, let me see. This might have. No, it should be in here. Why is this not? Emma? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay, I think the alerts are just not working right now. It's been having an issue since, like, yesterday or something. I think I might have to close Streamlabs altogether and just, like, we're not gonna do that right now, we'll maybe do it later when we start with another stream. But I think that must be the issue, because it's just not... I don't know. It doesn't even allow me to test it, which is weird. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? So wait, I don't know who All Might is. I should check. If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Damn, get her ass. Mr. Wright? Yes, I believe our discussion here has ended. The rest I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right, I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Yeah, like, I sometimes have it happen as, like, an isolated thing. Like, it'll miss 1 or 2 follows or something, but, like... Yeah, lately it's been missing everything. It's so weird. I don't know what's causing that. Something doesn't fit. That look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here. And I'm gonna find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister, she's not always like that, you know. Actually, wait, I bet I can figure out something. I bet it's something to do with Streamlabs' page. Sorry, I don't mean to keep getting distracted. Now, this is very engaging content where I am fucking up my everything. But we've got alert box. So it is sending the test alert through Streamlabs. Like, that part is working. Okay, so... Let me see if we can do... Let me try something else really quickly. Let me see if I can set this as a browser source and see if that works. Because if it does, then it just means that, like, the specific alert box thing isn't working. No, okay, so it's something on Streamlabs side, I think, that's not working properly, because that was set up right, that had the widget URL, and it just didn't work. God damn it. I'll have to figure that out later then, I guess, because that's just not... There's probably something that broke on Streamlabs' side. Anyways, let's move on. Always like that, you know? I just never expected her to... Or expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. Me when I try and tell people, I promise I'm really nice. What happened to her? I don't know. I don't know for certain. I think maybe she... Well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Yeah, you've got nothing else going on really right now. Is she gonna be our, like, assistant for this next bit? Since we don't have Maya? No. This is where it all this is the lot where it all happened? Looks like they're still investigating. It's funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. How have you not visited the prosecutor's office in, like, the almost year that you've been doing this, haven't you? Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're gonna be my coworkers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes? I think that's the case, but sure. I'm trying to not stand out too much here, see? Hey there. Expecting to go unnoticed here, partner. Partner? Who in the fuck are you? Cole Cassidy-ass cosplayer? What do we have here? Looks like a Bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. That's not how you'd say doggies, but sure. Apollo, love yourself more. Mr. Marshall! Ew. Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. Look here, Bambina. I know how you feel. This is my gang's gold strike, see? A strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? Bitch, why are... Stop drinking. You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. No, you listen to me. Love yourself more. I'm being sincere. Make better choices than that. Aren't you busy thirsting over the Heartsteel boys still? Love them more. Even if you can't love yourself more, love them more. Was that a hombre, a friend of yours? Hombre? Kinda, sorta, yeah, he's a detective. He thinks he's a sheriff in the Wild West, it seems. Ba-dum, bum, bum. What's this? A wallet? Do two things at once? Yeah, I'm sure you can take two things at once. Excuse me? Wait! What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Although, Heartsteel's got 6 things to do at once, so... What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please! Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft. Stealing somebody's wallet. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way your eyes are sparkling, I told you you've been waiting for this. Oh my god, do we finally get to actually investigate it? Look at the court record. Thank you, hydration check, tits. I'm kind of annoyed that we haven't been allowed to investigate evidence up until this point, but I'll take it. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides, and I'll start examining from every angle. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out with the press of enter. How would I just click on it? Oh thank god, it's not Detective Dick. Yeah. My aspect into science rather than faith. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Okay. See, well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Oh, this is why none of you ever solve crimes fast, or do them well. I mean, you solve them in 3 days, but also, like, good god, no wonder nobody gets anything done on time and in the right way. Like, the idea of just looking at the things that you pick up counts as science. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Aha, a ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference in scientific terms, please? Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Look, a door! This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's so mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. I appreciate Phoenix finally is getting tired of shit. Look, a stylish glass-walled room. Very nice. You can see the whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe. Okay, sure. Huh? Cafe security. Cafe sécurité. Must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, that's probably just a security guard office. You know, I scored a 97% on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Maybe it's both, kind of a dual purpose? Aha, the theory of relativity. I don't think that's the theory of relativity. I've got to write this down. Common sense, what is that? No idea. I have no relation to the concept. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe, you know, Mr. Relativity German? Or was Mr. Relativity German? Or was he British? Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that's his name? Oh, your sister is going to jail so bad. She's going to so much jail. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. Look, I played I, the Somnium Files. I know what you do with a big drum like that. There was a body in that. Also, we can look over here. Oh. Okay, well, I guess this is useful. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. Yeah, she's the most suspicious person, except for him, but he's probably committed different crimes. The sheriff! Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. You are not allowed to threaten me. You just tell us one thing, who owns that car? Stop drinking on the job! Well, little Philly's got a good nose on her. You wanna know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, huh? Please. No problem, partner. You've got time for vittles anyways. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prosecutor's office. Might just find a cerveza you like. Prospector? Oh, prospector. I'm fucking dumb. Where does this guy think he is? And when? Actually, no, I'm not dumb. He's dumb. Why the fuck are you calling it the prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Thank you for the jacket, Redeem. The end of purity culture. Note to self, look up Vittles Saloon Cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. If you were better at that, you wouldn't need to keep doing it. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great, maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? Who the fuck? Who are you? Like, slave, but who are you? What's this? She couldn't be... You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene! Hello, half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over... Cough-up queen? What the... Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? Get her ass. I'm referring to the murder. The stabbing of that detective. What? Were you the witness? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough-up queen, tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Oh, I'm whimpering? I could never make someone whimper. Definitely not. Yes, ma'am. She means it. Oh man, she'll be a fun one to talk with. The case. Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny. Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know that the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. Okay, thank God she was an ally. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mocking at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Okay, that is not a threatening nickname. You need a better nickname. This whole vibe, amazing. Love the outfit, love the hat, love the collar, love all of it. Cough-up queen is not a good nickname for you. Yeah, she has rice balls on her. Like, this is amazing. I love this. Great. And like the subtle pink and green, maybe I'm biased. It looks good on her. Ew. Yeah, she's got the green, she's got the pink, she's got the black. What's not to love? The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm completely confused. One thing's clear. This lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. What you witnessed? What exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Star? She's a material girl. It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. See Lana Sky wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Sky? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Alright, who's Angel? Can we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Star? Emma, you get out of the way. I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who's tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? Aw, see the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches and, since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Prosecutor's office. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh. Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kinda like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning. Scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, cop-up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Yeah, this woman definitely looks like just a regular old lunch vendor. Oh, can I not investigate that other area anymore now? We're stuck with her? We can't do anything else? Party. Oh wait, she doesn't like prosecutors, or maybe she likes defense attorneys. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme lunchbox? Wow, it's really crunchy. Emma, stop eating the food she gives you! A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. It's girl dinner. Is this the man you saw die? What about this card? Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card. This is an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady. Why? It's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Probably because you are always being mocked, dude. I don't think there's anything else to examine here. And we can't slide over to the other side anymore to see what else is going on, so... we have to go to the High Prosecutor's office, I guess. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Huh, I recognize that jacket. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. Trophy? What, that shield? Takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. It's gonna be your sister. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? What is Edgeworth? That voice. Hi, Edgeworth. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth. You know him from somewhere? Of course, I'm his biggest fan. Well, I shall follow him until the end. My sister introduced us once and... Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No. It was just Mr. Wright here, he... Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty, bright red sports car in the parking lot. Wonder whose that is. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she can certainly scream. Alright, the case. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Emma, goddamn. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. Emma Skye. Nice to meet you again. That didn't sound forced at all. Now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me, too, to think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superiors... Holy shit, I'm dying. Being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? Uh-oh, you're gonna lose another trial, buddy. To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Thank you for the lurk trait. Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. That didn't get rid of the rest of the rumors. Yeah, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life. Impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Let's talk about Lana Skye. Chief Prosecutor Skye? Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. Okay, Edgeworth, you're not making yourself look any less guilty of this. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox of the trunk of my car. Are we gonna have to try and prove that Edgeworth did it? Oh, wait, okay. I'm imagining this. We go into this case, we have to prove that the chief prosecutor didn't do it, we have to find an alternative suspect, we blame Edgeworth. Edgeworth gets arrested, we have to defend him from the case that we just proved that we think we did, or that he did it. And we have to find the real culprit through that. I'm calling it now. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Fine, Christ. Everyone's so mean to me. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. I've never even seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. I'm getting way too excited about this. I'm wondering, what the heck is this? It's like a broken shield. It has a big K on it. Oh, prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. KKK? Oh my god, Emma, you need to... Not appropriate. It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So? Is that K? That's... K stands for king? Yeah, you got a it is very weird to have K for king instead of, like, a crown. You got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Why is it broken? The King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Congratulations! King of Prosecutors! Please, stop saying that. It still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? Are we not allowed to ask about that? No. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. Takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair's cool? My. What an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. There's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy, is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? No. I don't think so. That was... interesting. Ooh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing! The drawer below it is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. Such a thing is taking the hobby too far. Don't say that. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not good at tea stuff, but I know too many attractive men who are into tea for me to ever say anything negative about it. I'm not too up on my chest, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. No, it's nothing. Whoa, these are all case files. They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd, I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. Aww. Strange, why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He's in your dreams. Lean into it. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. A work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use, easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange, why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't, he'll sue you. Also, yeah, if you're gonna steal shit from a lawyer, at least do it when he's not actively there. Whoa, what a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess he'd feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it. Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. You fucking psychopath? What the hell? Like, do you want to know how long it would take to kill yourself if you jumped out this window right now? Yeah, I think that's everything to investigate in here. Nothing else to talk with you about? Back to the underground parking lot. Let's check out the detention center. Oh no, that's why we weren't allowed to investigate that area, because the sheriff was there. Can you take a look at this? Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. You must have to breathe leaves for a long time to get a rich flavor like this. We pre-infused the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it, that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite. One thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. Anything with the knife? Okay, yeah. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to do here. Oh wait, actually, we probably have to present some other shit to Edgeworth, don't we? Basically, this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why is that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? It doesn't matter. I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday? I asked him about the knife first. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. Doesn't like you very much, does he, Mr. Wright? Now, with Edgeworth, it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. Let's talk about the day of the crime. Can you tell me more about yesterday? The day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping our hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. Hello, Hermano. How are you doing? How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. Has the judge asked about the nuking of Turkey yet? I don't believe so. That seems oddly specific for him, but I honestly wouldn't put it out of the question. He does seem a little bit scatterbrained. And that's why you got the broken shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Yeah, parking stub, okay. Entered the lot at 5:12 p.m. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate it if you'd direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh, Jesus, who are you? Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth, what is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. More bullets, sir. Report? What? Did you find any evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way the conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. I am not going to shut up about the bullets guy, because I think that's really funny. He needs more bullets, sir. He needs a big weapon, sir. He stopped doing TikTok lives because apparently... Yeah, he does, I know. He stopped doing TikTok lives because TikTok kept on, like, I guess, shadow banning him or whatever every time someone just, like, showed his ass. Which I, like, even fully closed, I find so funny. Mr. Edgeworth's lid is not very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but, sir... I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. Wasn't aware of the particulars of your case. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right, Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy, it looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Aw. Phoenix, why are you doubling that, or why are you piling on? Also, I think, okay. Not to get distracted. That the bullets guy, the first video I saw of him was like actually, I think it was actually porn of him. And it was just, it's so funny. It shouldn't be funny. It's very dumb, but it is. I don't know if it's because of the accent or because of like just the absurdity of the whole deal, but like, it just cracks me up. Yes, sir? God, I caught me off guard. I called him sir? Oh my god. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Oh yeah, no. He, like, I've seen... The first one I saw was him with, like, a pair of toys, and it was really funny. I remember my friend... I can't remember if I saw it... No, I did see it myself, and then one of my friends sent it to me, and they're like, I don't know how he's, like, not reacting to that thing. Let's see what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Or no, I don't even think he... I think he was joking about being straight. I think that was a reference to, like, a meme that was... Like, there was an Instagram influencer who was posting all of his ass pics or whatever, and someone asked if he was gay, and he was like, no, I'm straight. I think he was making fun of that. I don't think he was saying he was, like, actually straight, but either way. Go down to the police department. You can ask me more there. Oh, thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down. Either way, the whole thing is just really funny to me. It's camp. High camp. I'm not going to show her that because I don't think she cares. Yeah, okay. This is all we gotta do. February 22nd, Police Department entrance. Oh. All the mascots gotten beat up. I mean, #1 Lockheed Martin supporter is a bit... That's the high bar. Hard to beat the U.S. military on that, or the U.S. government on that one. Nice, the military. Finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? To create an image of independence. I think it's actually a thing that is done in, like, actual cities. Police departments are generally kept separate from prosecutors' offices because they want it to seem like they have independence and autonomy from each other to some extent. Beats me. It took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even... Actually, I think... No, in courthouses, I know also they try and, like, separate offices and stuff to try and do that. Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? Only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on, what's that? Oh, never mind. I don't like him as much now. Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh, wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hi, Gumshoe. Hey, pal. What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well... Jesus Christ. Yeah, insane. At least doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Yeah, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. It's part of why I didn't like doing poli-sci stuff and why I eventually quit on it. The people who are, like... Not all poli-sci majors, but always a poli-sci major. You know? I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detectives to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Yeah, it's a real... You will find the most, like, bloodthirsty hawks of your life in a poli-sci class. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Robin 1 in 3 is also... Jesus. The gay fascists are doing computer science, Hermano? I thought it was mostly just furries. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Femboys? Are femboys fascists? I'm so lost. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. Okay, that's actually not entirely wrong. The Twitter ones are... I mean, femboys are always just a coin toss on Twitter, because sometimes they seem like decent people, but some of them are just like... Just a collection of contradictions in a lot of them. I saw, there's a guy who followed me on Twitter a while ago who was like, really loved my model, really liked the art, and then, so I'd like followed him back, and then he randomly started posting like transphobic shit, and he was like, you know, I'm all here for the LGB, but I don't understand why the T is part of this. I'm like, why are you as a femboy getting this, like, why are you becoming a TERF? Do you think they're okay with you? Do you think they're on your side here, buddy? No. Like, what the fuck? Transphobia is stupid in general. Particularly stupid when you're not a gender-conforming person and you're like, oh, well, but I'm not as different as that. Like, fuck off, who cares? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? Yeah, absolutely, Amana. What do you mean this time? What happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat. Aww. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? Chief of Police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal! I was wondering about that. What, the Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece. Aww. I wish you'd made a better masterpiece, but I'll at least give you credit for making it. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some of the designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, and so it just dances, dances, dances until the batteries die. Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance till he drops. Not work of art in quotes. Oh. Bum, bum, bum. Usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board. You know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like any of the people in those posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. No, she... What the fuck? Okay, sure. Gumshoe was doing his best, yeah. My patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And I said, hey, you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting, he was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. Yeah, they asked him to kiss him. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? I think they're designed after a panda. Panda? Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? I always get excited when I come to a police station. Why is that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and criminals. Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting. Sure it is, look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about their latest bust. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Also, if you live there, your fingerprints are probably going to be on shit regardless. The detectives and I look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now behind these doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. Also, the police drama is about you guys, your sister. Neo-realist theory of international. It's been a minute since I took international relations. It was my very first course in university, theory of international relations, and wait, hold on. I'm pretty sure. No, my professor liked constructivism. That was his thing, right? It's the cop-out one? Wait, constructivism is? Or neo-realism is? Hold on, let me see. Oh, I love it when... That shit was so annoying. A lot of poli-sci stuff, neo-realism, yeah. To me, it always irritated me whenever I studied that sort of stuff, because I was just like... So often they'd just be like, oh, well, it doesn't count because it contradicts the theory. And I'm like, yeah, okay, so does that mean theory isn't valid anymore? Like the number of times it'd be like, oh, where are they? Like... I guess nuclear deterrence. It's like democracy as like the most peaceful governance structure or whatever, where it was like, okay, but only if you disregard all those other instances where democracies have been at war with each other, and they'll just be like, oh, well, that's because those aren't real democracies, they don't count. It's like, okay, so does anything count? Like, nope. As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut. You know, better than go blabbing about things I don't want. Yeah, okay. Tell me about the detective. What can you tell me about this? Yeah, that's like, obviously, it's one thing to have a theory and then be like, okay, this is the theory, but there are some exceptions to it. It's another thing when the theories are simultaneous, like, this is a hard and fast rule, but also we can just disregard anything that contradicts it. Like, yeah, any theory is true when you do that. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that, you have to turn it into the police. People like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Must drop his card a lot. Let's see, Bruce Goodman. Goodman, sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. Didn't you work together in criminal affairs? Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? His ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transfer for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transfer. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lon is confessing as much now. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. I don't think he cares about this. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else totally did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little more what's going on with Edgeworth. Edgeworth's troubles. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Ah. He should stop picking up guns he finds on the side of the road. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, him. Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. Yeah, wild coincidence. It's also like, okay, it's the same thing when I was studying finance and I had to do economics, and it's like, wow, so we're never going to criticize. Like, no wonder this is how economics are taught. No wonder this is why economists are the way they are. They're just taught, like, yep, this is just how it works. It's so weird that it doesn't actually work. Why doesn't labor just get with the program? It's only natural people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Yeah, funny. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing it for all of us. That's all I know about that. Okay, I think what we're going to have to argue in trial is that Edgeworth was the killer. Because to be fair, killed with his knife in his car right after he got there. At a point in time when, like, the logistics of... Like, he got there at 11 or at 1:40 or 1:12. The murder happened at 1:15. Like, that's really cutting it close. I am really certain we're going to have to pin this on Edgeworth, and then we're going to have to defend him from it. I'm not officially on the case, you know? Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is... What was his name? The guy in the parking lot. And that'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer from West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. I'd be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Alright. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit until the sun sleeps. See you tonight in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Oh my god, she's got so many boyfriends. Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a dog that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to be put in charge of a crime scene. Yeah, clean, exactly. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right into the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog? You holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. I think he just miswrote it. Why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe, better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Reminds me. Hey, wait a sec, isn't the crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settlers. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. What the fuck is wrong with you? Note to self. Police investigations are like settling land. I don't know about that. I don't actually know about that. Emma, I think you might... Both of you might be wrong here. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? They won't be needing this anymore. Letters and crumpled and discarded. No, keep it. Fucker. Why does it hurt? Hold on to your shit. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. Can't think of anyone else it could belong to. That's not scientific. Should we check it out? Yes. Right, let's check it out. Oh, it's automatically doing this. Okay, cool. Phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. Press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check this phone out. Check this out first. What a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know? Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. Hard to come by, you know? The series is as popular as ever with the kids. I want to see if there's anything else about it that matters before we click on the button. No. See who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Bitch, we just thought! Hey, that song! I know that! Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. What? It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who'd she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now, one of those newfangled ring tunes. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Oh, I'm inside the wrath of a Lone Star Patrolman. Wait, we're not going to acknowledge that, like, she very clearly called me? I need to push it again. What's wrong? Nuclear ID during finals. Never mind, nothing. Right, we'll keep the strap there. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it out in the outline of the victim's body. Wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. 675 or 67S? 12-2. It says 67S 12-2. Name printed above that. Goodman. Goodman made a note. Maybe fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Also, thank you for the follow, Mother Cryptid. Sorry, I didn't know the notifications haven't been going off, but I really do appreciate it. Welcome in, I hope you're having a good day. I need to figure out why those sound alerts won't go off anymore, because I feel bad when I miss stuff. Anyways, welcome in, welcome in. We're maybe solving a murder, maybe pinning it on someone else, who knows. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Mr. Wright. No, Edgeworth, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. This note has been added. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. B block, it's through there. For visitors park. You can see the lunch line car over there, far in the distance. You're right, I like the cute design on the car. You can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it, you'll be fine. Well, A block, reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job anytime soon. Thanks. Oh, we can't investigate the elevator? Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything we missed over there. We have already checked out all this stuff over here, too. Alright, let's talk to the about the victim. Officer Marshall, can you tell us more about the victim? Stop thinking on the job. Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Can you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. Smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest. A fine piece of work. Here's the autopsy report. I thought he died with a knife wound to the stomach. Is my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. The Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so there's no motive. That case is probably the one she was requesting evidence for? Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prospector. Wait, Mother Cryptid. Oh wait, I recognize that name. Hi, Mother Cryptid. Mother Cryptid. Sorry, it's just two and two together on that one. My sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Wait, shit, it's an ad break. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh no. That seems like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at a high noon. Not high noon. Marshall. Don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago, I'll tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now. How can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing is about you, does it, Bambina? So, why are you in charge? No reason, I'm just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Like the Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog and can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs without Edgeworth, huh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, you don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Huh. There's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a goldmine of evidence against her. Huh? And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall! Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blown through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will, someone's up to here, or someone's up to something here, but who? Office atmosphere. Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. Rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If all the rumors about Edward to their source, you'll find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? I hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambino. Chief Prospector Lana Skye. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some people load them with deals. What, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. It is not, but sure. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee she's not the criminal. Because you did it? Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? The popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what she talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone updated in the court record. The detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Yeah, it's only day one of the investigation. Of course you don't know everything. To be continued. Yes, let's save our progress. Also, I need to run to the bathroom really badly, so I'm going to save this. I know we just had an ad break. I'll run another one now just so it's out of the way for the next, like, half hour or so. And then I'll be right back from the bathroom. Okay, see you in a bit. Alright. Let's recalibrate this thing, give it a second, and then we'll get into it. Huh. Hi Val, how are you doing? How's it going? Let's put this back into performance mode. Okay. Hope you're having a good day. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Wait, Val, you've played these games before, right? I'm sure you've told me you have. Or am I mistaken? How did the investigation go, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. Huh? The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is... you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. The first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. We'll end with Emma, but sure. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Like, fuck her. February 23rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. I still don't get why Edgeworth has a fat ass. I don't get why they've drawn him like that. I'm not complaining as much as just kind of baffled by the fact that they make his jacket not fit. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, or has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Ba-da-da. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Yes, he was not... He was briefly accused of shooting his dad. But then he got let off for that one, because that one was just like a... That was a short-term thing. Fearful person. Suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. Professional witness. Yeah, he pled oopsie daisy, and then we had to be like, no, you didn't do it because of magic bullet. And then I was right. Well, then call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen? I still don't get what the cough-up queen is supposed to be. Like, I mean, I'm assuming... Oh, fuck. That professional witness. She's constantly coughing up evidence, I guess, but like... You know. Call her the squeal queen. Like the scream queen, but a squeal queen. She does not swallow. Who does? Although if you're coughing it up, you're doing something wrong. Huh? Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Fucking judge. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? For you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? This is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I guess that caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Okay, can we... Name. Profession. Now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. Yeah, with this judge... God. No wonder everyone's able to get away with absolutely anything. Like, the prosecutors are out there, like, openly forging evidence, and he's just like, oh, my lunch is so good. I'm not even looking at the trial. But I will yell at Phoenix Wright for getting anything wrong. I find myself running lunchline these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. Oh. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Aha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Yeah, but there's a lot of people who weren't who were detectives 2 years ago and are not anymore. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? It might have the court's attention, or if I might have the court's attention over here. I don't think she works as a detective anymore. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? Oh, yeah, never mind. I guess they're willing to just, like, let her fudge it because she's... I mean, she's the first-hand witness, apparently. So I guess that's why? I don't know. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, and the car is trunk. That's illegal. What is and is not legal in this universe is very subjective. Killer stabbed this victim with this knife and was able to drive, or went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. No, you didn't. There's a wall there. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Alright, the witness's account. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend, when I sensed something... Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Oh shit. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bring a lunchbox to your boyfriend, how touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay. I know what I want to point out, which is that she couldn't have seen what she says she saw, because there's a wall. When we look at this thing, the water tank, wall, whatever it is, that gets in the way of the security room. She shouldn't have been able to see this clearly. How did you know a day like this would come? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crimes. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Jesus. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against the prosecutor? Or against prosecutors? I felt I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Huh, that's a new motive. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. Yeah, sure. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Where does your boyfriend work? His boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. Love her. I'll just stick with the lunches things. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level so you can see everything from there. Oh yeah, I guess you could argue she'd see over that. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely toned detective's intuition at work. Wait. She parked down here. Would she have been able to see it, past the cars that were here? Or was she in the security... Wait. The wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to Garrett. Wait. You sensed something, so you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? Oh, she said you saw it through the wire fence. Okay. But like, how would you say... Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. Young cheese? Pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then it must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as attack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. Yeah, sharp as attack is not the description I would use, but sure. In any case, there in the lot I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. The wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor. Okay, yeah, never mind, I'm dumb. My garage car, you mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, are you sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness. In your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me? I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. Could you cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only just seeing this photograph now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. But when was the barrel knocked over then? And the jacket? Because we know that there was a barrel knocked over. I don't know if this shows it in here, but in that area behind the wall, one of those barrels was knocked over and was empty. Thank you for the hydration check, Mother Cryptid. I'll say, I think we were on the ad break when I said it, but I recognize the name now, don't worry. I promise I'm... It only took me like 5-10 minutes to think a little bit harder about that. Is it the detective? I don't know if it is the detective's coat, like... that he was wearing. Oh, that is... I mean, it's her wearing the coat regardless, but like... So what was the defendant doing at the time? Also, were we able to see the photograph in here? Yes. Yeah, black and white. I'm not really sure why. Could be oil in the coat, that's true. There could be a lot of other things it could be. Chief Prosecutor's holding a knife in her right hand, then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Wait. I mean, she's not holding anything when she took the photo. And you can't... The body was hanging out of the trunk, apparently. We can't see that here. I bet this photo is from another point in time. Oh, no worries. I think it was because there was an ad running, or at least Twitch said it was, but Twitch is always bad about keeping track of that stuff, but either way, welcome in. Sounds pretty failed to me. What do we do? Is this it? My sister guilty? Let's keep our heads cool. Don't smile like that. Alright. Tell me more about this knife the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yeah, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. Sure was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps the chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding the knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop the crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I'd realized what was going on, it was already too late. Late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. Definitely a flesh for me. Okay, so we need to find out which... Because pressing her doesn't do anything, it seems like. I find it a little bit weird that, like, the knife doesn't look like... I don't know if this is just because the art is kind of done weirdly, but this very clearly is not a knife that has been, like, stabbed into someone's chest, right? The tip of the blade is clean. This also says died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m., which means he might have died much, much sooner. I'm gonna save here really quickly. You know what? I'm gonna push her on this. Nope. But it does! The knife is only... Draw the knife properly if you want that to be the case. Like, this is not a knife that has been stabbed tip first into someone's chest. Like... Must be the victim's blood. Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Mr. Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Maybe he spends the weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth in the wild? My feeling is more likely. Always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Oh, that's a scary thought. Like... I feel like I'm going insane. Oh yeah, that's the one we already saw. Like, again, this is annoying me, because if this was an actual case, I would say, okay, where is Mr. Edgeworth? Because you should have been able to see, like, that car had just gotten there. Where was he? Like... Excuse me. Oh, I'm losing my mind. I don't know what to do here. Right hand. Well, I mean... Was it her right hand? Because the left hand, I think that was the last case they might be confusing it with, right? 4 inches long, it's your knife. Maybe it's the photograph on this one. There we go. It's because she wasn't holding the knife. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. Swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. See, I thought the reason she would say no is like she stabbed him with it, she just wasn't holding it anymore. I'm sure that is a fine lunch, but isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing, this was after the stabbing. Yeah! And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? No, I see stains, not colored. But it's a black and white photograph. Okay, that is actually irrelevant. But it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you just gonna sit there and take that kind of abuse? You have a better idea? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. Yeah, where is the coat? That seems like that would be relevant. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I will say, I feel like there are multiple ways you could have like, this is something that I think in general games like this could do better, where, like, I get why they have one thing they want you to get, but I think they need to do better at making sure they're not accidentally creating a second contradiction that someone else could run into, or, like, that someone could pretty easily extrapolate from the evidence. Because, like, this knife, the blood splatter on this does not correspond with what would happen if the tip of the knife was stabbed into somebody's chest. This looks like someone just, like, slashed open their thumb. Where was Miles during all this? Like, his car just got there. Miles would have had to have seen her. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. That's not specific enough, but that also doesn't contradict this. At no point does anyone mention the cell phone being there, that it was Lana Sky's phone. The parking lot with Ezra's car. Well, you can stab it. I mean, there's lots of bones, but also, it's not that hard to get one between the ribs, I'm sure. They're not that big. And also, yeah, the photograph is very clearly in black and white, which makes... I'm betting that... I think she's ultimately the guilty party. She's trying to frame one of the two prosecutors. What? I mean, maybe the prosecutors should be better at their jobs, because everyone keeps on trying to frame them for shit for all of their fuck-ups. Didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. You don't know that. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would you have those on? Are those... They look like regular gloves to me, but... Oh, I guess. Maybe. Oh yeah, they're shiny. Why would you have those on? She was handling evidence. It was an evidence transfer day. If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Like, right, make the argument against it. That it's evidence transference day. So they were using gloves because they needed to make sure that they weren't contaminating it. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. I don't think it would be that she, like... If it's surgical gloves, like, yeah, it would look suspicious on any other day, but it's an evidence transference day. Which is why they would presumably all have to wear those gloves. Because you wouldn't want to get new fingerprints on old evidence. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. We can do this. Oh wait, shit. Let's get past it too fast. Fuck. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like, driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. I'm sure it was. You would know all about that, Angel. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. It's bad. She's got them thinking it was all planned. She can prove this claim. The trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show it wasn't premeditated. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot. Entered lot at 5:12 p.m. Maybe this? Does this tell us anything? Miles Edgeworth 7:12. Just so you will never happen when they run a yellow light. Well, I think, okay, so the thing is, 4 p.m. like, this says he was killed within an hour and a half of 4 p.m., which means he died by no later than 5:30. But we know when she was arrested, which was, like, before then. So it has to have happened realistically before about 5... I mean, the photograph itself... Well, we don't know when the photograph was taken. I think that's going to eventually be evidence. But... couldn't have been planned. This knife was found in the trunk. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. If this was a planned murder, she would have brought her own knife. She would not be relying on Edgeworth having a knife in the trunk of his car, unless she was, like, really planning this shit out in advance with Edgeworth, which would be a bold move for the prosecutor who's about to be prosecuting her. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing the special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. I love the way they act like they've been shot whenever you disprove them. Order, order, order! Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. That's not something that should happen. The prosecution should be very much so concerned with that, because that determines the type of crime. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That's the only thing the prosecution needs to prove. But it proves that the witness isn't reliable. She is she's very clearly biased. Because she's assuming intent. She's assuming that this was deliberate premeditated murder. That indicates that she's bringing her own beliefs about the prosecution into the case. Or about the prosecutor into the case. Like, she's... Ugh. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do she planned to kill... she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Give me a sec. So she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. She hasn't said what she got fired for, and I'm assuming that's going to become relevant pretty quickly, right? Like, there's no way that's just like a whoopsie, she's gone, we won't worry about that, though. Especially because there's multiple who were fired around that time, or removed from that position. I'm sure the chief prosecutor held a grudge against the victim. No one else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, yeah, that's also a good point. Yeah, Angel's... I mean, I know which one we're contradicting here. She intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. Sure, she held a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive the human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. One knife wound. Let's talk about that. You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under her feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. That was my objection. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? Did no one notice? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize such mistakes are possible. So you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. The Star turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Well, your abilities as a detective really set her off. Short wick burns out the fastest. Scientific. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? Add more wax, and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. And that's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. Except she didn't. You have no proof Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof she didn't. What? There is no record of a call made on the defendant Miss Lana Skye's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have at least tried public phone first. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why don't you try to think, or why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? I'm sure the chief prosecutor held a grudge against him. Why? What kind of a grudge? What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See? We agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? What? I get it. It's why my lunch was so salty. Fuck. I hate him. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Her red muffler, that's not really... Since when was it red? Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. Next fucking ads? Wait, how are you getting ads right now? There shouldn't have been any ads for a while, because I ran one earlier. Didn't I? I don't know why you got ads there. God damn it, is Twitch doing that thing where it like randomly says... Hold on, let me make sure this isn't doing some bullshit. Okay, it didn't have the automatic ad lengths. I don't know why that would have just run now. Hold on, let me... Weird. Maybe. Or maybe it was just that it was supposed to run earlier and it didn't for whatever reason, so it decided to show up later. She's right. She was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? Wait, isn't it odd you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often take my beard for a bib. Judge of the bib. That's why this place feels so much like a kindergarten. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There's only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what? But the muffler isn't on in this. She's clearly not wearing it in the photograph. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? Yeah, the suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly... Why are they catching strays? Leave the lunch ladies out of this, they're nice. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf! No, not that, but something red, really! Well now, yeah, class warfare. Absolutely brutal. The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue testimony. She's very clearly an unreliable witness. Why do we still have her in the courtroom? Why is she here? You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. Except it clearly proves that her recollection of the events is not reliable at all. She shouldn't be... Oh. This witness should be fully disregarded. Next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her and explained her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. How did you get to her? You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. So much of that makes no sense. Yeah, also, very much so, you are a witness. Literally the only reason you are here is details. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. So where is this partition on the floor plans? Sure, she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Okay, but how? I quickly caught her, explained to her... Yeah, no. Explain how you got over there, because there's a chain link fence and you're not supposed to be there. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. Yeah, press her! I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. Lunch on car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. You witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. No, what? The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete, indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high. I mean, she could have climbed on top of the truck first, but like... Yeah, so it's not quite up to the roof, but like... A 9-foot-high chain link fence, and she's, I'm pretty sure, in heels. And she was carrying all of her lunches. How did Miss Sky not get away? Like, even if we assume this is completely true, she was 30 feet away and had to climb up. When I arrested her, she mentioned the... Hold on, let me look at my evidence really quickly. She would have had to have been within full line of sight of her. Like, this is the thing. For this murder, like, she was standing in the empty parking space right here. So, Sky clearly would have seen her. Why would she commit the murder when she's in full line of sight? Hi, Sunflower Donkey. How you doing? She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. All I heard her say was the word muffler. Could have been a car muffler. Just that one word. She had to fix her muffler. That's what I bet what it's going to be. She was fixing the muffler. It was oil on her jacket. That's what she was doing. So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Well, oh, I'm sorry to hear you're sick, Donkey. I hope you feel good soon. I'm doing well. I'm a little bit tired, still a little bit out of it, but we're having a good time. We're bullying Angel Star to figure out why she's lying. Ultimately, my memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Star. Chief Prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. So she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? God gives his worst tummy aches to his strongest soldiers. You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. As usual, Selin said, no, you did not see that. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. Yeah, it's going to make it explicit that she couldn't have seen this. Chief Prosecutor stabbed the victim, ran behind the partition. Yeah, we're going to add a tummy ache to our testimony. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. She could have maybe seen some of that if she was at the very top of the fence, 9 feet up. She couldn't have seen the phone, and she couldn't have seen her pull the cell phone out of her pocket. And she had a wrist strap on, so maybe it wasn't in her pocket at all. Is that where the muffler is? I literally have no idea. I'm assuming so. Oh, wait, no, that's the thing that, like... Yeah, that's what I was saying. She was fixing her car. I don't know if that's where the muffler is. Also, I don't think you should be getting oil on your... I do know enough about cars to know that you probably shouldn't be getting a ton of oil on there. I'm trying to car in socket. Yeah, which I'm still holding true to my theory that, like, we're going to solve this case, and we're gonna have to pin it on Edgeworth, and then we're gonna have to get Edgeworth off for it later. Innuendo or deliberate. During the time, climbed over the chain link fence. When I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. You saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Emma, you said she didn't say anything on the phone. Chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You did not see this. Wore gloves because she's not. No, I think she wore gloves because, again, like, there was an evidence transference happening that day related to a case that had happened 2 years ago, whatever, that I think all of these people had worked on. I think this is all connected to a case from 2 years ago that we're going to learn about more in a little bit. At least that's my guess, because otherwise we've talked a lot about whatever happened 2 years ago to not acknowledge it. But I think... I think that it's going to have to tie into that somehow. She saw a body, yeah. Well, she had... Maybe she had the glove... Or maybe the body had been killed somewhere else. Edgeworth drove the body over because he'd noticed it. And then something else, I don't know. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Yeah, clearly she has no bias. Why did you drive a body over? No idea. Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Ahem, let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Order. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... where she saw it. She was in the security office, she wasn't in Block B. I tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. pointless to lie. I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. No, because it changes how culpable she would be. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points to one direction. The place from where Miss Star witnessed the crime was here. This is the only place where she could have been. Security guard room. Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot, which would mean that that photograph that she says she took was not taken from there. Also, at some point, surely our defendant would be like, no, she did not climb a 9-foot fence and tackle me. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch up to your boyfriend in the security guard room. Yes? Well, Miss Star? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has gotten the better of Angel Star. Oh my god, you're gonna let a man get the better of you? For shame. Order, order, witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make any sense. Men. Yes. Men. Derogatory. You could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. No, it would change a lot. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who said, yeah, this photo... Ugh! The truth still stands. Who took the photograph? It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Thank God you're going to actually push this. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. No, the photograph! Tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Star witnessed the crime from the security guard station. She lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference with what does it change. Angle of view to the crime. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle, what do you mean? Well, the security guard is on the second floor. She would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime. And that's important. Why? Are you fucking kidding me? I guess it's where? I hate that. The angle she saw it from matters. Difference in lighting. Distance to the crime, I guess? Changes the distance between her and the crime, or seeing the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the crime scene, or seeing the crime and guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she saw. What she saw here, or what she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take for her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Star, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Why is nobody asking about this fucking photograph? I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Like, how did you take this photograph if you were in the security guard station, you fucking liar? Good God. Were you arrested, Miss Sky? Law witness? You ordered the squid wheels, right? Yeah, it's an older photo, but it couldn't... No, she couldn't have done that. This phone call happened at 5:18. Edgeworth parked at 5:12. The amount of time that would... Like, if she was repairing a muffler, it would have had to have been, like... at the moment. Like, why... Also, why is the... I bet that car isn't even Edgeworth's. I bet the chief prosecutor has a similar one in a different color. That's what was photographed. That's why it's black and white. Excuse me. Calling my lunch has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. Yeah, exactly. Like, and in Danganronpa, you have the excuse of these are children in a life or death situation who are like, you know, the pressure is on. They're going to die if they don't get it right. I mean, some of them are trained detectives, but usually they're pretty shit at it. Some of them are pretty shit at it, and they also don't take the lead. Except for Shuichi, and I like Shuichi, but he also felt really bad every time he found someone guilty, so I don't know about that. Like, but they would have allowed you to point out, hey, how did you take this photo then? Also, at least in those cases, they were unhinged in a way that, like, was consistent. With this one, it's just, like, weird. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. And then she climbed a 9-foot fence. That's quite a detour. This makes the photograph even more suspect. Probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably, but it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. Everyone has literally always lied in every Phoenix Wright trial, and for whatever reason, there's no consequences for doing so. You're allowed to just be like a blatant liar and be openly hostile and openly unreliable, and they're just like, quirky. She's being different. Like, also, yeah, who designed the parking lot? No point. The spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Fuck off. You have to do something. Objection! 5 minutes between witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. Yeah, I think she did just try to... I mean, Japan is built different when it comes to crime, and also apparently parking lots, but this is in California. We've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Yeah, 5 minutes. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, like I said, for the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time it's different. I mean, ramen takes 2. Miss Guy Doll at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. I am going to lose my fucking mind. Well, then it seems we've come to the end of the testimony. No! No, we haven't come to the end of the testimony. I'm gonna fucking... Oh. There's gonna be another murder real quick. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed the kid. I am going to lose my absolute fucking mind. How... I need my own sound alerts. Where are they? I don't even have one. It's not even in here. I have to find it. I'm so mad. I'm so angry.
It's flames. On the side of my face, breathing, heaving breaths.
Yeah, did we, Emma? Did we really? Are you sure? Are you certain about that? Are you super certain about that? Fuck, why did they not play properly? I am going to lose my mind. Who's playing these?
I'm shouting!
Do I have any other ones? What's this one? This is not accurate, but I just remember this. It's not accurate for this, but it works. I'm so upset. What's head injury? What is this? What the fuck was that from? No, we never found out who took the photo. There's been no indication that anyone is concerned about the fact that the photo was taken by someone who clearly wasn't fucking there. Like, they're just like, oh, and she stood around to take the photo. Like, that was too close. No, that was... I'm so done with all of these people. I'm afraid the Coffin Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. I'm gonna fuck. Oh. One day when we're alone together. Oh, thank God. Please, someone. Anyone. Not you. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's when she tried to foist off on me. For not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. That's untrue. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? I am going to strangle this judge with his own beard in front of every lawyer that exists in Japan, California, whatever the fuck this is. And I will not be convicted of that crime, because there is no possible way I am the only one who wants this man dead. Deference to the witness's determination will allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the luncheon motto says, you won't be disappointed. She gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time. I hate him. Should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shit. What the fuck is this? Two types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Shoe proves it's a flawless type of crime. Why do you have her shoe? Yeah, why do you have her shoe? How do you know whose blood it is? Like, when did you get that fucking tested? You are a lunch lady, ultimately, all things considered. And as much as I have respect for the working people of the lunchroom, you don't have a blood testing kit in there unless it is a severely fucked up lunchroom. And that brings into other questions, but I don't think that's what we're talking about here. There's blood found on it. Also, yeah, you can't introduce evidence like this. This is not how a courtroom works. All evidence must be presented in advance. You're not allowed to like drop this on people and then just like keep going. At a bare minimum, we'd have to have a court recess for like a week. Try lunch for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. I hate her. I hate all of them. Everyone in this courtroom should be dead. Kill everyone now. Condone cannibalism. Eat shit. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. You're not allowed to do that! And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. Also, yeah, your boyfriends are doing your forensics work for you? No. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence. Oh, thank God, Edgeworth. At least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Also, that has not been a rule applied in any other trial so far. I mean, I'm glad it's finally being applied, but... Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensic department. Bitch, I used to be an educational assistant. I can't go in there and watch a fucking group of kindergartners. Once you are no longer employed, you no longer enjoy the privileges of that position. I'm gonna fucking kill her. YouTube link to a very accurate description. Sure, you can do that. Wait, Hermano, are you part of the Discord? I don't think you are. You should join the Discord. Let me just... Hold on. Let me just mute the desktop audio so I don't get copyrighted for this. Yeah, the Discord server just started. Hermano, you haven't been here in a while, but we've had a Discord server for a long time. Yeah. God, this video really...
Mr. Edwards, for the crime of genocide and for being mean, you are sentenced to a vat of acid. I love that. Sorry, those. I should have just found the Admiral that was. I don't know. I feel like the only sane person in this courtroom, and that's saying a lot, because I'm not very... My brain is not working properly. The shoe has already been tested by a member of the Forensics Department. As you can see, it is approved by the Police Department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That isn't true. Not... Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. If you really study some evidence law, really? Yeah, honestly? Fair. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged? Very well, Mr. Wright. What's the second rule? Are we... what? Congrats, you passed the first test. Where's the fucking second one? Yeah, real lack of object permanence. No fucking kidding. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Yeah, you should have. Why did you lie about them? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? How the chief prosecutor stabbed the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Why didn't you tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. I'm making a turkey, I'm sure. I hate this judge so much. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it? False testimony is the most despicable crime of all in this star. Let's just get this over with. Now, the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? You found the shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. Like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone else would erase the crime or the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was a nice secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? Carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. The other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. That's pretty sly, hiding evidence like that. There's blood here too. On the sole of the shoe, it's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood. Oh, wait, it wasn't her shoe, it was his shoe. All this blood, it's horrible. He couldn't have stepped in his own blood, based on how he was stabbed. Blood is my sister's. It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Yeah, could we do a blood test on the knife? See whose blood is on that, maybe? Just like a thought, a theory, a game theory, a suggestion, an idea, an opinion. I'm gonna have a fucking breakdown. Ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe? A problem?
Critical, is there a problem? There is a problem with the shoe. I'm not imagining things. I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still a young rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut right now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Yes, Amano? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What's contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence. Oh, there's a dark room on the Discord? Are you in? Did you already get in? Oh my gosh. Or are you just able to see all the channels and just can't open them? Because I'm concerned now. Where is this? I can see people's roles. Oh. NSFW channels. We have those too, but you opt into those. Don't worry. Once you get let in, you'll be able to figure out all about it. I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? The photograph shows no blood on there. Yeah, gay darkroom, not straight darkroom. Also, wait, she didn't have her hand cut here. Oh, I should have noticed that earlier, but okay. I think... there was no blood on the ground, at least not in this photograph. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? No, the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha. As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order. Well, witness? What, huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Yeah, I don't know why it's not there. Okay, again. The most annoying part of these games so far has been the fact that that's not how a trial works. I don't have to prove definitively beyond a shadow of a doubt that they didn't do it. You have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that they did do it. If I can introduce enough doubt that cannot be refuted, they're innocent, at least in a court of law. The standard in a court of law, because this game is taking place in California, is beyond a shadow of a reasonable doubt. We've already proven beyond a shadow, or that there is some doubt. Yeah, fuck it, Edgeworth did it. I think, okay, again, I do think we are going to pin this on Edgeworth, and then we're going to have to defend him, and then we're going to have to get out of it by defending him and proving who it actually was, which I'm pretty sure was Miss Sar, or her accomplice, whatever, but, like, that's beside the point. Yeah, why can't we accuse Miss Sar? She's very clearly lying about what's happened here. Good finding contradictions. I see, now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. She slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Yeah, he's digging, been pointing fingers, kind of deflecting. I don't know, like, you seem real committed to proving that it was this other person who committed the crime. Like, don't you want the job, Edgeworth? If she goes down, you get to take her position, right? What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Vat of acid immediately. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but she's deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, let me ask you a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? Oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? You want to know the real reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Oh, because she washed away the blood. You know what I mean? Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her. Right beside where her phone fell on the ground, but was not damaged at all. Ties things up quite nicely. Bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Yeah, also, do we not have, like, luminol? Do we not have, like, blacklights? It's a fucking... Also, yeah, that would just create, like, even if it wiped away the initial, like, footprint, whatever, of the blood. We're on concrete. There's a reason why people pressure wash that shit to get dirt off of it, much less blood, which is something that is famously difficult to get out of shit because it's just... It always leaves traces. Like, test it with luminol. You'd see streaks from that. Test it from anything. Nobody's feet were wet. Nobody has reported getting wet at all. The water drum was empty from the start. Also, it's way too heavy for her to knock over. After she was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. That's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Did she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? Yeah. God damn it. We gotta get the feet fetishist in here. So that's when my sister's blood got in. Yeah, so... What's happening here? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. What the fuck are you... What can I do? Your sister has confessed the crime and she tried to conceal it, but... Enough. There's no need to further debate. Your Honor, the verdict, Your Honor. Angel Star's on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water. Court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it. What is happening here? Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well... Oh, there is an ad right now. Fuck, my bad. I'm sorry. They automatically run. Okay, we'll hold on for a second. We'll wait for the ads to end. I didn't realize that they were. Here, I'll deal with this while I'm doing that. What killed Jeff Bezos? Alright, another 15 seconds, give or take. Yeah, made of money. I don't have money for VR. That was a $3,000 reward tier on this thing for a reason. I was 99% certain we weren't going to get it. And I was correct, I think. Unless someone's about to drop $3,000 on this, but I don't think they are. I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Well, thank you for the hydration check this. Sorry, I didn't see that. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called Evidence. Wait, witness. Don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations has passed. Any further comments and you'll be held in contempt of court. How is she not already being held in contempt of court? If that don't scare the cough up queen. Look at this. Why do you have another photograph? You guys... And first of all, how did nobody else take a photograph of this? Also, that's not how the body was posed. Yeah, no face, and the body was clearly not posed like this. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. Wait, is something in the muffler? Hold on, I didn't see that even. Hold on, I guess we'll have to see it in a second. There. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Me after the murder, the crime scene was washed away with murder. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. Seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. She said, don't trust the defendant. Hey, are we able to see this photo at some point so I can actually look at it specifically? Sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This is the time I'd like to... Okay, can I please look at this fucking photograph? Please! I want to see without the text box in the way. Thank you. Yeah, I will determine what to do when I'm what. Thank you very much. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? No! Whatever it is can't wait. No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. That's not true. Since when does it matter if someone is or is... Like, you... Multiple people have been declared guilty and then not guilty 5 minutes later. Hi, Lena. How are you doing? How is it going? I hope you're doing well. We are having psychological damage inflicted upon us by this fucking game. Yeah, you're bad at your job. My fate. What happened to the lawsuit? Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, you're saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence. So many things wrong with this piece of evidence. Yeah, I'll think later. That's new. Right, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come far... Aw, thank you. I'm doing well. We're having a good time. Again, legitimately losing my mind a little bit over this, but we'll get there. Since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. There's like 8 things wrong with this. But the fact that the problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. How's the leg in there? No idea. The muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. I want this judge executed. Extrajudicial killing on the judiciary in this case. You already told us why it was important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? The word that it held there was fucker for some reason. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Let's just hear him out. Let's be a little quirky and different. Tell us, why do you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case? Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, she says, I wasn't sure which piece of evidence was going to record that, but right, it was fun. Recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Ah. We're so far away from solving this, I know that already. We're on day 1 of the trial. Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Yeah, no fucking kidding, Judge. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. That was close. But we made it, at least for now. The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry. Also, okay. I get that he has to be kind of an idiot to allow the games to play out the way they do. But it's too much. He's too dumb. Day 2, trial former, trial ladder. Yeah, no, we're back in the trial pretty quickly. Don't worry about that. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court 2, Defendant Lobby number 2. Yeah, absolute fucking melon. Mr. Wright? No, are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyways? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. Yeah, like the Danganronpa comparison I think is a good one to make, because Danganronpa at least, like, they're children. In a life or death situation, they're clearly overstressed, they don't have enough time to do, like, research the evidence, and, like, the judge in their case is Monokuma, has an active interest in them getting it either right, like, in fucking with them. And, like, kind of wanting them to get it wrong so they can all be punished. Like, he'll tell them the truth, but he'll still, you know, he's not going to make it easy on them. He's meant to be an obstacle. In this one, you're a judge. This is where we turn the trial around, right? Only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. This is reverse BBC Sherlock, except for also Sherlock had some stupid logic to it too. The one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant to tell the truth. Hold up, partner. What the fuck are you doing here? They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin' at least. I'm gonna get BBC. God damn it. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? Leave you off worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. Saw it that day too. She's wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? She took off her muffler and stuffed it in the muffler? Why though? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. Oh, all the names are like that. All of them. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's that time. No, she was mistaken, because she said she got... Sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So what are we swimming now, Mr. Wright? You have steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. I am going to actually lose my mind. Like, I feel like I'm going insane. I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know why anything is happening anymore. I don't know why we're doing it. If I was Phoenix, I'd just be like, fuck it. I don't know. Let her hang. I'd like to leave. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Gotta go over time to regain some brain cells. Good luck with that, Ma. Also, I mean, I said this to Apollo earlier, too. Love yourself more, Ditz. He's not hot. He's sleazy. Something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled up, It can't be! This can't happen! I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. I think that's about Marshall. Yes, good luck at work. Well then, I believe it's time we continue on with this trial. During our recent... Oh, this is unacceptable. Seems our prosecutor's quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock knock. Who's there? Who the fuck are you? What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Yeah, those are gonna be disastrous. The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? It's you! Are we gonna... Is something gonna happen here? Oh! Sorry I'm late, Uggy. The roads are packed, it's just me. Long time no see, eh, Uggy? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy schmizzy, Uggy. My boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Uggy, seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're Righto. The attorney, I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? Yeah, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little Worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know that District Chief of Police? Chief of Police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. He's kind of hot. I'll give him that. But also, don't fuck pigs. Name is Gant. Damon Gant. Or Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. What? It said he's kind of hot, but you don't fuck pigs. Yeah, he's a class traitor. Not me. I am of the people. Anyways, so what do we owe the honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? 2 years! I wonder what happened 2 years ago. Surely that won't be relevant. Everyone keeps talking about 2 years ago, but I'm sure it doesn't matter. Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss R wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. But why? What is that? It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Why was there a switchblade knife? Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth. How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I know the word is worthy, but it's clearly Edgeworth. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look in this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. You do not get a favor from me, bitch. Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, okay, yes, I'm not even... They can't trust me to go over to the knife. She cut herself with this knife, maybe. Can I look at the evidence tag? Oh, trying to navigate this thing sucks. There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL92. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. Is it wet? DL6 of DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. What is? I'm not certain, but I get a feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that look a lot like this somehow. I mean, yeah, obviously, but... What is that on the handle? Why is that not... Why can't I investigate that? That is very clearly a marking of something on the fucking handle. Like someone have greasy hands when they were stabbing someone with this thing? What the fuck? Whatever. Don't scare me like that. No, I'm not even scared. Look at this knife blade. Tip is broken off. You did the ID thing, by the way? Oh, let me just check. Well, give me 1 sec. Hermione, you gotta do it with the written stuff on the paper, too. That's why the example photograph is given. Come on, Hermano. What are you, a Phoenix Wright attorney? Yeah, I know it's inconvenient, but just make sure, like, I know. Stark Red's same blood. Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. Okay, it's okay, there's no rush on it if it takes a little bit. Terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police on this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem, not even a little one, really. He's very tan. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman, that was a bad day for the department. We weren't in shape to do any investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. Time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Edgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second, you said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. There's no way it isn't Miss Starr with all of her boyfriends doing this, right? Order, order, order! Anyway, we at the department, we're all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? Yeah. I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. Yeah, like, even if there's not hard evidence tying them together, you would think by this point they'd be like, huh, that's a bit too much of a coincidence. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Department in disorder. Also, let's just save all we can. Evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. Are you sure it's not connected? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say things I please, Righto, you understand. I don't understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that links the 2 murders. Whatever it is, I better find and get to the bottom. 2 detectives killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, one at the police department. Can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What is it doing there? Wait. Like, can I please? I should be allowed to investigate that. More of this in general should be something I'm allowed to investigate. The small tag on the knife says SL92. Yeah, okay, so it's connected to that other thing that mentioned it. SL92. Oh, I bet that's on the ID. Just looking at his photograph? No. Name and ID number written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. Yabadab. Have a certain ring to it. Yeah, so it isn't this one. Okay. I thought it might be his ID, that like maybe he was investigating that previous one. I mean, that's not the knife in his chest. The knife is special, but I can't say how here, unless there's a connection. It's saying SL9. This is upside down. 221. Wait a second. We were looking at the note upside down. I'm so mad. Last honest goodness objection. This knife has something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ah, an honest to goodness what do you mean from Udgy? This is gonna be great. We were reading the note upside down. I'm so mad. The tag on this knife says SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. Flip it over. SL9. What's this? 6 minus 7S12/2. Upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up, but turn it around, what do you get? 221 SL9. Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing written on the bag or the badge's tag. Or the knife's tag. Order, well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. You win. Cat's out of the bag? This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Bad day for the department. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Littleworthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. The knife was stolen on the day of the murder. Found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Bad day for the department, went in shape. Let's ask about the detective who was murdered. On the same day the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. I guess we probably should ask about that first. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Dudgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving you data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. We know when they died, we know where they were found. How were they killed? How was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It's what we in the Force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? It's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, you've acquired favor. Love that for your mother. That's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were two more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Let's press a bit harder. I mean, he's the chief of police. In Miles's car. The police chief is not part of the executive branch. He is still part of the judiciary. Or the judicial system, more so than anything. And also, I think he was asked to be here. Knife is evidence in the case, stolen from the department's evidence room. What other coincidences were there? 5:15, but that's when Detective Goodman was killed. Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's office. What are the chances? Coincidence? My gut feeling, but it's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Kent, please tell us more about the incident. Girly Pop, Gant, I have to tell you something. It is very clearly linked. I guess we have to use that photograph? Do we have that photograph? Yeah, we don't have that photograph. How do we dispute that? Oh, are we finally gonna investigate the blood? Victim's blood. Either that or Edward. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I thought we'd do something silly like ask for a blood test on that blood. Wait. This is wrong, but I want to at least push it. Same day they were killed, another detective was killed at the police department. Surprising, isn't it, actually? I'm at a loss. Okay, wait, I did already do this. Perpetrator, a suspect just arrested them, in fact. The executive branch is like the president. The three branches of government are the executive, judicial, and legislative. Legislative is the lower and upper houses. I guess that'd be the Bundestag. Or, not what I meant. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, he's part of, like, the executive of the police force, I guess, but that's not the executive branch. Executive forces. Yeah, no, that's not what that means. That's an entire... I think you're confusing two different things, because he's not part of the... He is not part of... Like, okay. Fuck you. No. Fuck you. Anyways, in this case, no. The executive, judicial, and legislative branches refers to government stuff. He's not... That doesn't connect to the police chief. He would be part of the judicial branch in theory, but he's not a judge, so he's kind of just there. I don't know. Either way, not connected to this, I don't think. Just erected. That was quick. Erected? Arrested. A lot of unanswered questions. Oh, can we ask more of these? Where the victim was found. I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can't see the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. Police in California don't have any... I mean, they're enforcers of law, but they're not really... The executive branch isn't just the people who actually exercise the power of the executive. It's the people who enact the laws. You could just as easily say they're part of the legislative because they enforce the laws passed by the legislature, or you'd say judicial because they are part of the judicial system. I mean, you could argue if it's a federal police force that it's under the federal branch, but even then, I don't think so. The executive branch... Hold on. Let me find the specific wording of this, because I know that's not how that works. Executive branch. The executive branch... Okay, what is the specific name of this? Executive versus legislative versus judicial. Yeah, they're controlled by each other, but not everyone falls under one of the three branches. There are people who are just in other areas. Legislative branch passes laws, executive implements, and judicial interprets. None of those cover the actual execution of the law. Welcome in, Chase. Congrats on getting... I don't know if anyone... Okay, I'll go first. That's right. Welcome in, Chase. Either way, I don't think that they fall under the executive. At least, certainly not to the extent that, like, even if you argue that they are... Okay, implementation is enforcing. If you want to make that argument, that still doesn't make him part of, like... It's not a conflict of interest for a police officer, even a police chief, to go to a courtroom. It's not a conflict for the... Like, you can... I mean, anyone can be called to testify in a courtroom, or could choose to testify, I guess, if they want to volunteer to. Police or executive. Okay, you know what? Police. Oh, police are part of it, according to this. Whoops. Police officers carry out the function of enforcing. That's how it makes sure laws are enforced. Okay. Fair enough. Although I would still say that's kind of a dumb way of doing that. Either way, that doesn't matter. He was bailing. He was in there unasked. Because this... Okay, The important thing to recognize, this is Phoenix Wright. They're doing bullshit. This is why I think I'm getting confused by the question, because like it doesn't matter. Phoenix Wright doesn't care. All trials in the Phoenix universe or Phoenix Wright universe have to take place within 3 days, because that's the law in this version of California. And if you can't find them innocent by the end, then they're presumed guilty, I'm pretty sure. So like the trial has to be completed within, I think, 3 days of the person being arrested. Like none of this is real. Don't worry too much about the executive getting in the way. The president of this universe himself could come in and throw hands in the courtroom. Multiple times the trial has started to convict one person, and that same we've changed who the subject of the trial is to convict a different person. Like these games make no sense. Don't worry about that on that front. I'm worried about this. Yeah, you should be. This state of California is stupid as shit. Wait a second, I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in assessment? We've been in the evidence room before. Life is evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our tickets to go to town in this case. With the link between the two cases established, we may finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. What the fuck? You just said that's it! I'm gonna fucking lose my mind, Phoenix, you stupid piece of shit, you goddamn judge. This officially links it, you fucking... Ugh. Let me push you on this one more time. Oh, they're right. What's your connection? Oh, never mind. We had to press him on it before. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife was found in the... Why did it not get... You should be allowed to get the same solution 2 different ways if they both involve the same thing. A happy pride, Chase. Okay, fine. Either way. The important... I was mostly just focused on trying to figure out why that was connected to this. Like, yes, he's part of the executive, it doesn't matter. Police officers can be called to testify, they can choose to testify, it doesn't have anything to do with that. This doesn't involve executive powers in that sense. And I don't think this version of California has any understanding of judicial versus executive versus legislative. They're doing their own thing. And I found that a lot was stolen. Yeah, you're a poli-sci person, but this... What part of Phoenix Wright is poli-sci? At least anything that would bear any tangential relation to our real-world poli-sci. Not to mention the victim add-on and the case number of the knife's evidence bag. And we also know the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. I don't know if there is a state at this point. They're probably going rogue. This is some Night City bullshit. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Also, forgive me. I'm pretty sleep deprived at this point. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to figure out what you deduced right here. There isn't a total state, yeah. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Let me just like playing with his hair. Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really? I would have guessed. I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? You're going to tell us a little. Why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Well, I guess I might as well try and get what I can out of him. Victims Division. What division? Oh, you want to know that, do you? Do you? Criminal Affairs, Division 1. Detectives responsible for homicide cases. Homicide? That'd be the same division as Detective Gumshoe. Night City's an independent city. Yeah, but also... Fuck Night City. I hate Night City. It has the same level of incoherent political understanding as this does. At least in the game so far. We're gonna be playing Cyberpunk after this, and I'm still annoyed that, like, our renegade agent V is apparently so deferential to the president. Detective Goodman, who was killed in the underground parking lot, was homicide too. It's almost like a serial killer was after homicide detectives, except this serial killing happened simultaneously, scientifically speaking. Well, I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on the list. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15 at one of the prosecutor's office here. Yeah, we got to the DLC. And that night, we started the DLC, I think 2 streams ago? 1 stream ago? Somewhere. No. 2 streams ago. Where the president has gotten out of the city right now. And that knife, what was it doing there? We gotta check this knife out. Evidence in a case, stolen from the department's... Been here for a while? Yeah, no worries. Yeah. I don't think we figured, or I don't think we've talked about that yet in the game, but either way, we'll get there, I'm sure. This knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence you saved. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Yes. Evidence from a case long since solved. The knife was stolen on the day of the murder, found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Oh, so we can't really contest that. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Bad day for the department, weren't in any shape. Detective killed. Time of the crime, 5:15. I'll cooperate, can't reveal the name. Okay, so I think we just press in more on this. Oh, never directly stated? Gotcha. Case information, sticky stuff, do everything properly. Yes. ID number. Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not, you won't tell me their name after all. Keep a tight lid on ID number, so don't go getting your hopes up. Number is 5842189. What? It's quite long, and we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. Yeah, you can't remember anything. Does this tell you anything? This does tell me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does, I think. Meaning? Has to be what I think it is. What does this mean? Goodman wasn't the one killed in that area. Okay, we'll get to it, don't worry. I don't want to get too distracted too much. Let's hear what the defense has to say. So the ID number was tells you something? What did it tell you? Okay, I don't hate its lore. I think it doesn't understand it. I think the game itself doesn't embrace its genre enough, and I find it annoying when it randomly doesn't seem to understand that stuff. And, like, the surface level engagement with a lot of it in the game. No ads. Goodness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. Actually, I happen to have the police ID number here. That's Epius Soldier. Aw, poor Apollo. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means... Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number what the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, right? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as attack, Righto, sharp as attack. Well, I think, okay. I think it should embrace more of that, but it also should, there's more to Cyberpunk, I guess, in terms of the wider universe to explore. I think that, actually, you know what, we'll talk about it during the Cyberpunk stream, because I don't want to get too distracted during this. I've already gotten distracted too much during this game. But, yeah, I think there's more there. Also, I want to do a video about it, so I don't want to spoil too much of it all at once. Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed in the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location? Did they identify the, is the body still in that room, or was that body moved over to here? What does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor! The police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Didn't you hear me? The oversight. The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our officer Meekins who brought you the news. You told Meekins to fuck off. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait. He told him to piss off. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe, but your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Emma! In any case, it's a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Edgeworth was really in a state about all this, huh? No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Oh, we're finally getting to this 45 minutes later. Well, Mr. Wright? Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Because they didn't realize the cases were connected. Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Oh, so that's why he came down here, I guess, to force the connection to be proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over there. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! Interesting. It seems we may have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened if it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I don't know about that one. I think there have been several serious errors, like the time you sentenced Edgeworth to death for the death of his father that he didn't do. You found him guilty and then decided just kidding, nah. We'll grant one further day if prosecution is requested. Will that be sufficient, Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, I hope, for your sake, I hope it is not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned. To be continued. And that's where we're going to take a break on this for right now, too, because it seems like a good cutoff point. It's at 2 o'clock, which means it's time for a break in the Donathon anyways. It all lines up for me. And then tomorrow, we will continue. No, we're going to close the game there. Stop pursuing it further. Alright. Does California still have a death sentence? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get executed after like 3 days. Like if the trial isn't completed within, or if the trial is completed within 3 days and you can't prove them innocent, they're found guilty and they get executed. It's wild. Also, death sentence is a whole other thing, but that's beside the point. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching, whether you're here for some of this, all of it, bits and pieces, you know, saw this as a VoD, whatever it might be. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to be taking a break for an hour, then we'll come back at 3 p.m. with Cyberpunk, where we are doing the Phantom Liberty DLC. I can't remember what part we're at that anymore. It's been a minute, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you then.